it's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. It is the end of Spain versus Cape Verde, and you guys, I have never been so excited to be so wrong as I am in this exact moment, because somehow, by some miracle, Cape Verde did not concede a single goal. They didn't score either, so it wasn't a complete win. But we had our first 0-0 scoreline, and it was Spain versus Cape Verde. Are you kidding me? We actually know some Cape Verdeans through my dad's job as a missionary, and there's some really nice people out there, but this is so insane. Like, you guys, seriously, it was, I can't keep saying it, but it was so insane. The commentators before the match were predicting an 8-0 for Spain or other crazy score lines. I mean, I even went 4-0 for Spain, and I hate Spain. Like, I hate that team a lot. And they have a blonde player with blue eyes, longer man bun. He is my new enemy, okay? I don't know his name because I refuse to learn the enemy's names most of the time, but he was so aggressive. I thought he should have gotten a yellow card, and he didn't. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. So, anyways, the goalkeeper made at least, Cape Verde's, at least 7 saves, at the very least. Spain had 10, 11 corner kicks. Like, Cape Verde had one corner kick. But so you can see how much of the ball Spain had. I would not be surprised if it was like 80% possession or something crazy like that. But, and also the other thing about Cape Verde's goalkeeper, he's 40 years old, which is the same age as Neuer. But normally, even for goalkeepers, 40 is pushing it. And he was making save after save. It was like he was clairvoyant or something and just knew where the ball was going to go. It was so good, so good. Like, honestly, probably the U.S. match was the best. I loved Germany's, but this one right up there with those, like, top 3 matches of the tournament so far. I know most of you guys don't watch soccer a lot, but if you can find the replay of this one, watch it. I swear, watch it. I did okay, I was trying to work on Christmas market, okay? So I will show you what managed to get done in the first half as opposed to the second half. All the brown, that was first half, okay? Which was still exciting, but I managed to get that done. What's in white? That's what I managed to do in the second half, which I can tell you right now, 16 stitches, and that includes a 3-minute hydration break. That's in all the games. I just couldn't take my eyes off the screen. If I took my eyes off the screen, Spain would have scored. I know it. So I had to keep watching and holding my project like this and then putting it down. And then I was like texting with my mom because she also hates Spain. So my dad, I think Spain's one of the countries he wants to win, but he was even loving this result with Cape Verde. And it was so good, you guys. It was so good. Like, go watch it. Go watch it. I'm not even sure I put in, no, I don't think I did, put in my calculator those final 4 stitches. Let me add those now. Plus 4. Okay, we're at 88 stitches out of the 175 that I need on this piece for Germany. Last night, I also did the 25 stitches for Curacao for their 1 goal. That's the other thing I want to say. You know, okay, back to ranting. Okay, the commentators were all like, yesterday, Germany conceded a goal to Curacao. They're not going to go anywhere. I'm not convinced because they conceded a goal to Curacao. Okay. We scored 7 against them, and Spain scored 0 against Cape Verde. Okay? 0. So and they were like, oh, well, you know, they didn't win their first game when they won the World Cup in South Africa, Okay, so what? Okay, can you take down your enthusiasm for Spain a notch? Because Germany scored 7 and conceded 1. 7 scored. We conceded 1. You scored 0. Yeah, you didn't concede 1. I get that. But you also scored none, okay? So, can we tamp it down a little bit with Spain? I hate those guys. It would really upset me if they won the World Cup. Anyways, so I did one other thing last night. I worked on my socks for a bit. I was trying to edit videos and then my iPad died and it's not charging and I'm a little bit worried about that. So, could be ranting to myself and never being able to post it. Anyway, so I finished Saturday stitching, which was 4 rows here until the stitch marker there. And then I started Sunday's stitching, which I need a total of 19 rows, and I think I did 9 or 10. So this is how those socks are looking. Pretty good. I get to add 0 rows. 0 rows for this game. This Cape Verde versus Spain game. 0. 0 rows to be added. None. Oh, Spain. Okay. I'll try to tone it down by the next match. But next up is Belgium versus who? Egypt. Belgium versus Egypt. I had trouble predicting this one, but I think I did predict a Belgium win. Let me go verify. Oh, other direction, apparently. I wish this book was actually properly in order, but maybe it was printed before they knew the times of the matches each day. Oh, I was way more confident in Belgium than I thought I was. I predicted a 3-1 for Belgium. So I need to get another 90 stitches done on this. Actually, 87. So I can submit it for my semi-seam stitching challenge. And then I'll move on to stitching for the next match. So yeah, I'll chat with you guys later. Hope that you are having a fantastic day. And I hope you watch that game and also are rooting for Spain's demise. So, okay, bye. Last about that. Bye. Hi, friends. It's Kate again. So just finished the Belgium versus Egypt match. I was really distracted on my phone this time, so that was not great. I did manage to finish stitching on my piece for Germany, the Christmas market. I did a total of 201 stitches, and the reason for that is because I needed to do 175. For my Hell's Kitchen group, we are doing a challenge right now that requires 100 stitch increments. And so 75 was just way too close to 200 to not go the extra 25 or 26 stitches. So I did end up doing that because that challenge ends today. And so I just wanted to just finish that. Anyways, so the pattern that I'm working on right now, that is, sorry, which one? Christmas cake stand. So here's the pattern. Sorry for the reflection and the glares. But, okay, so that's going to go away until Germany's next match. I realized after this game this morning, the first game, in all my excitement and boasting, I did not show you the projects assigned to the countries. So even though neither of them will get any stitches or any worry worms, which I'm so far behind on making worry worms, I still wanted to show you. So we're going to start with Cape Verde. And this is the yarn that they are assigned. It's a light orange color. And the project that I have for them, I believe, is Anytown, Tiny Town. Oh, excuse me. Christmas Tiny Town. Okay, so it's Christmas Tiny Town. I knew it was a tiny town. Why would I think it would start with A? I wouldn't have done that. Okay, so Christmas Tiny Town. That's what it will look like. I think I have like a grand total of 4 stitches. Oh no, I did more on it than I thought. Did I stitch on it? Did I stitch on it last month? I think so. I think it came up when I was doing the dice thing. So that is what I have done so far. So unfortunately, it won't get any stitches, and unfortunately, it probably won't get many stitches this competition. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe they'll eke out a goal in their next 2 matches. Excuse me. Okay, so that is Cape Verde. Where is their big bag? I like literally just had it. Oh, it dropped on the ground. Okay, got it back. Once again, Lily is joining us up here. When I had the other chair over here, and that's the chair I was sitting in, Lily never sat on the chair, and now she's the main dog sitting on the chair. Anyway, so that will get 0 work. Next we have Spain's, which will also not get any work. So let's start with their yarn, which is actually a really pretty color. It is, yeah, that's probably closer to true. It is pretty dark. A nice dark red. And my project is Sense and Sensibility Sampler from Pedal Pusher. Here is a black and white copy of what it will look like. I started this project ages ago. If I had to guess, let's see if she put a 2017. So all I have done is work on some of the flowers that are down the side. And I am stitching this on 28 count vintage country mocha, which is one of my absolute go-to fabrics. It looks like coffee tea dyed without being coffee tea dyed. So again, this will be getting no stitches. So finally I get to put something away because I have a whole pile that's waiting for worry worms. So I'm hoping today remains low scoring because then maybe I'll have a chance of catching up on some of the worms and putting some projects away. Okay. So now we can talk about Belgium versus Egypt. So this match ended 1-1 in a 1-1 draw. Considering I predicted a 3-1 for Belgium, although part of me, like, before the game, I was thinking a draw, but then I was like, no, oh, that's what it ended up with, and maybe I should sometimes go with what I'm thinking at the moment. But anyways, so there were 4 yellow cards in this match. At one point in the game, because they came, like the first 2 came at 13 and 14, I thought there would be a lot more yellows. So glad it was only 4. That adds another 40 stitches I need to do. There was 2 this morning, so that's a total of 6 yellow cards so far today. So Egypt actually opened up the game. Excuse me. Hang on, let me get some water. Yes, I'm still drinking from Germany. Okay. 19 minutes in, Aschauer. Anyway, scored the opening goal for them. And then in minute 66, I thought Romelu Lukaku scored the goal, but FIFA gave it as an own goal. So that really sucks. It was his first touch of the ball coming in as a substitute. And I thought that was really awesome. And then I was looking at the stats, and they gave it as an own goal to someone whose last name is Hany, Hany. So that sucks for both him and Lukaku. And the fact I have to now stitch on the own goal project. So yeah. Anyways, there's not much to say about the match. I got distracted on my phone a lot. Probably procrastinating because I have so much stitching to do. So let me just show the pieces really quick. Then I am going to go downstairs. My Home Chef delivery was delivered. So I want to put that away. And if I have time, it is 37 minutes until the game starts. I want to do a load of dishes really quick. So hopefully I'll have time for both. Oh, and while I'm doing that, I will be editing day 13 of my coverage. Okay, so for Belgium, I gave them this bright pink yarn. Actually, I think that it's really fun. And their project is called Balthazar. It's a Mill Hill kit. It is part of the Magi trilogy. I am making these ones for my parents. Jeez Louise. Nope, we're gonna just be all glares today. Focus. Focus? There we go. And this is where I'm at. So not a ton, only 25 stitches on it, so we will see. I'll pick wherever is the easiest 25 stitches to do. Maybe the blue up in this area. That might be the easiest to get. But I don't know. I'll look at the pattern. I just don't want to be doing a lot of starting and stopping, because I need to get these stitches done. Actually, I think that I have 25 worth in this yellow symbol that should be pretty easy to fill in. So actually, no, that's what I'll do. Do I have a second pattern in here? Oh, I have the leftovers from my nutcracker in here. I can't remember which of my two youngest sisters this one was for, and so I just still keep it. The youngest says it's for her, but I'm not positive that it's not for the other one, because they both wanted the Nutcracker series, so I just don't know. Okay, so that is Belgium. And then we have, hang on, what's happening over here? Okay, there we go. And then we have Egypt. I was debating not putting this project in here. Well, first I'll show you the yarn. It's a pretty purple color. Like eggplant, maybe? Or maybe eggplant? Aubergine. Okay. Yeah, I debated not putting this project in, but I was like, I need to work on it. And that is Evening in the Shower. Now, I love how this looks, but it is so much backstitch or black work, probably, actually. So that's where I'm at on it. Luckily, it's only 25 stitches, so that won't kill me. And here is where I am at. So, I mean, pretty good. Pretty good. But so much more to do. So, yeah, I'll just figure out the next easiest place to go and work there. Because it is back stitching, that'll be 50 half stitches or back stitches. So there's that. And I stitched that pattern using Cross Stitch Saga, which is a fantastic app, but you have to have the pattern in a certain format, and most designers don't offer it in that format, which really sucks. So anyway, oh, my bag of things to work on just keeps getting bigger. This is just the country projects. That's not even including my other bag that's ones where I have to still do their worms. Oh, and I still owe yellow cards, own goals, penalties, the predictions. Luckily, I'm doing so bad at predicting. Anyway, okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi friends, I am here after Saudi Arabia versus Uruguay, and oh my goodness, today is the day of draws, okay? 3 of our matches, all 3 so far, have ended in a draw. We started with a 0-0, and then the next 2 were 1-1. So, I don't know. I predicted for New Zealand to win, but I am kind of rooting for a draw. To have an entire day of draws, that would be so crazy, especially if it's low scoring, because that means I don't have to do as many stitches and I can maybe catch up on yellow cards and some of my other things. So, yeah, today was like a day of 2 halves. Saudi Arabia were the more dominant team in the first half, and they scored at minute 41. 3 minutes later, that same goal scorer, Al Amiri, got a yellow card. The only yellow card that was given in the match. And I think there should have been some more yellow cards. The ref was perhaps a little bit lenient, but it is what it is. Different refs have different styles. And as long as they're consistent and not handing out cards, I mean, you can't really complain. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm mumbling for a moment. I don't really have... Okay, well, so then it took until the 80th minute for Uruguay to break through Saudi Arabia and score a goal. Which goalkeeper had a better game? Cape Verde or Saudi Arabia's? That is a great question, and I honestly don't really know the answer. They had about equal number of saves. They both got their team a draw. Like, without them, it would have been a bloodbath. So, I don't know. They had great matches. I did hear the commentator mention that I believe on Instagram, Cape Verde's goalkeeper went from 50,000 followers to 2 million post-game. That is crazy. That's so crazy. I need to go follow him, you know, make it 2 million in one. Anyway, yeah, I don't really have any notes from this match because it was just like, it wasn't the most entertaining game. Hate to say it, but it just wasn't. Great goalkeeper performance, but in terms of entertainment, oh, geez. Okay, so in terms of stitching, I managed to get 50 stitches on Kringles. So that completes Japan's. And 52 stitches on Nutcracker. I did them over in this tree. I did unfortunately discover I had gotten off track on 2 rows, but I'm not ripping that out. There are supposed to be beads where those stitches are, and I am thinking I'll just put the beads on top of them. Look at these Harborough bears. They're red, white, and blue. I actually don't like Harborough's gummy bears. I find them too, like, too not chewy. Like, I have to chew them a lot. But they're red, white, and blue, so I couldn't resist. Yeah, see, they're a little firm for me. I like Albanese's. Is that how you say that company? I don't know. Anyways. Let me show the projects for Saudi Arabia and Uruguay. Each will get 25 stitches. Oh, come here. Okay. So, Uruguay. I gave them this pretty yarn. And this is a new start. I will try to remember to put the cover picture of this. It's called something like Mystic Forest or something like that. It is from Cross Stitch Studio. And here is the pin to tell me where to start. That's it. That's all we have. So actually, there is a chance these 25 stitches are going to take me longer than one would hope for 25 stitches because it's full coverage. It's a new start, so there's no parked threads to just work off of. So luckily, today has been pretty low scoring. We've had a total of 4 goals. Yesterday was 19. It's crazy. It's so crazy how different days are. I mean, we still have one more match, but I highly doubt that New Zealand and Iran are going to score 15 goals to make it as many as yesterday. Like, that would be insanity. Anyway, okay, so that's Uruguay. For Saudi Arabia, I gave them this blue color for absolutely no reason. I was running low on options, and so they got a blue. Had I had more yarn, I would have given them a green for their flag, but I was out of green options when I got to them. So they are assigned squad ghouls from Frosted Pumpkin. Saudi Arabia starts with an S. Squad ghouls starts with an S. Oh, the logic I employ. I know it's unbeatable. Okay. Apparently I'm talking to you guys too much because I just say crazy things now. Okay, this is where I am at. So I will just keep working on that purple. And it should not take long at all to get 25 more stitches. So, oops, the next match starts in 25 minutes. I did not actually put away Home Chef between the games, and I'm going to go do that now. I did end up editing and posting, but I think my iPad needs a little bit of a break / recharge, so I won't edit yesterday's video right now. I'll just go put away the Home Chef order. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey friends. Okay, it is 9:20 and it's been about an hour and a half since the last game ended, but I was rushing to finish yesterday's stitches by 9 p.m. my time, and I managed to finish that. So I got full credit on Semi-Sane Stitchers World Cup Challenge. So yay, super excited. Like, I didn't even put on a book or anything. I put on some music, and I was just like, because I had like seriously less than an hour to do the 125 from Sweden. So, okay. we got it done. So I'm going to share it with you, share everything with you. Then we'll go over the match and the projects from that. Okay, so we have Sweden's with Prairie Schooler Santa, and that is 127 stitches. If you count all these half stitches as halves. So, oh, I was quite worried for a little bit there, especially when there was only half an hour and I was only half done. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be close. But then I finished the last half like super fast because this was way more chunky. And so I was able to do it faster. So thank goodness I had like 10 minutes to spare. I did 28 stitches over here. So I completed the white stitches over here, and then I started there, and is that a white dog hair? Probably. They plague my projects. Anyways, loving this. And that was nice and easy. I just got so distracted on my phone this whole day today. And then finally, Impetuous Arrival got 30 stitches. And this was Ivory Coast one. So there that is. That's all completed. So that starts the rush again, but luckily there were only 8 goals scored in the whole of today. So that means that Iran versus New Zealand did in fact double the goal count in one match as opposed to the whole day. It ended 2-2 draw, which means every single game was a tie today, which is insanity. It's real insane. So the same person scored both goals for New Zealand, and they took the lead both times. So Elijah Just scored both of the games. He looks like a real little cutie. I don't know what else to say. I don't know anything about them. They do have a player on their team, last name Payne. Tim Payne? I don't know, something like that. So some random Argentinian influencer decided that he was the least known player at the World Cup and wanted to blow up his social media. And now he's got like 8 million followers or something crazy like that. Like, it really blew up. And apparently he's just like a quiet, unassuming type of guy. But yeah, I need to follow him. And our favorite goalkeeper, Cape Verde's goalkeeper, is now up to 4 million. And keep in mind, he started today with 50,000. And now, 12 hours later, he is at over 4 million followers. That's what the World Cup does for you. If you have a standout performance, it will change your life for these players. Unfortunately for him, he's already 40. So I don't know, maybe he'll get some like advertising deals or something like that off of that. And yeah, because it's not like he's young and will get like a Premier League contract or anything like that. I mean, he's 40 as a goalkeeper. So, you know, those kind of days are behind. Anyways, speaking of goalkeepers, New Zealand's goalkeeper was shaky. And I do not find joy in saying that because I was rooting for New Zealand. He was questionable at best many times. Hey, Betsy. And yeah. And apparently it was like a big decision about who was going to be starting. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the other goalkeeper they were debating about starting the next game. I guess we'll really just have to kind of see. But yeah, it was not a great performance by him. Let's see what else. There's only one yellow card, which is fantastic because I want to catch up on my yellow cards. And so the less that there are, the better chance I have of catching up. So today there were a grand total of 8 yellow cards. So 8 goals and 8 yellow cards, which actually, there were 8 yellow cards yesterday too. So a fraction of the goals, like literally less than half of the goals, but the same number of yellow cards, which is a little bit silly, but Betsy Boopy. Hi, baby. She is ragged looking. Don't pay attention to that. This girl is a little bit feral. You know what? Okay, let me tell you a random story off topic here. So I was calling them to come in, and she tries bringing something into the house, which is not so surprising because she's always trying to bring like figs that fall off the tree or plums that fall off the tree. She's always trying to bring something, leaves, sticks, always something. So she's dragging something that's like as big as her. And I'm like, Betsy, no, not bringing that into the house because I thought it looked like bones. And in fact, it was. It was. At some point, a possum must have died in like a wood pile in our yard and like decomposed or something, and we just didn't know. Like it was smashed flat. I could put a picture up. If you don't want to see, look away from their screen. Okay, you can look back. So yeah, she tried to bring that into the house. Betsy Boobs. Yeah, you're a silly girl. You're so funny. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about the game. I mean, it was 2-2. That was probably a fair score. There were moments where Iran looked the better team. There were moments New Zealand looked the better team. So an even draw is probably fair. But that means that both groups that played their games today all ended with every single country at 4 points. I mean, sorry, 1 point, which is crazy. That's really crazy. Apparently, this is only the second time in World Cup history that has happened, that all 4 matches have ended in draws. And the last time was 68 years ago. That's crazy. I wonder if it's the new format that's more forgiving of third place teams going through that makes teams more okay with having a draw, because we've seen a lot of draws this time. I need to predict more because, although I hate predicting them, but that seems to be a lot of the results we've gotten so far. And I've only made 5 correct predictions in 16 matches, which is abysmal. That's like a 30% success. Oof. Jameson, you are very hot. Jamie wants his attention too. So we had little girl and now we've got big boy. Jamie. You're not so very little, you know. Oh, I love you. Okay, can mommy finish talking about these? Can mommy finish? Okay. Go down. Thank you. Okay. So, cross-stitching projects. Iran also have a new to me yarn, and it is a like heathered gray. Is that what it's called? Charcoal heather. So I make all my worms out of Karen Simply Soft for the most part. So yeah, it's a great color or charcoaly. And their cross-stitch project it's a marshmallow world. Sorry about that. I do not have a cover picture. I'll try to remember to put one up, but no promises. here's where I'm at. I've just been working border. So I need to do 50 stitches. I'll probably find something easy to do, as I don't want to move the Q-snap at this point. So I'll just find some place where I can get a quick chunk for 50. I'm going to try to finish all of the stitching tonight so that tomorrow during the matches I can focus on things like Jamie, no. His BALL has rolled under my desk and he can't reach it. Jamie, no. Mommy will get it later. Don't know how he always knows where it's at. But it's very irritating. Because he is obsessive about it. Can't just let things go. Okay, anyways. New Zealand's project. Okay. First I have this yarn, which, to be honest, I'm not really a fan of, but they were one of the last countries to get a yarn, and so they got that. And their project is Hobbiton, because The Lord of the Rings was filmed in New Zealand, and so, of course, I was going to pick a Lord of the Rings project. Here is my start on this. I will also try to have put a picture in. I am stitching this one, I believe, on Cross Stitch Saga. So, yeah, I don't know what method I'm actually doing. I think I had started with Royal Rose, and then I just decided to keep going with a few strands or something. I honestly don't know, but there it is. I kept going. So maybe I'll keep going with these parked ones. I mean, I only need to do 50 stitches, and maybe I'll switch this over to typewriter method. Okay. So that's all for that. Let's quickly go over my predictions for tomorrow's matches. And also, I want to share, hey, my sister last minute yesterday got tickets for a match tomorrow. She is going to the 9 p.m. game. That's here in California, 9 p.m. Austria versus who are they versus? Jordan. We are cheering for Austria. There is a Bayern Munich player who plays for Austria. As a matter of fact, tomorrow there should be quite a few Bayern players playing, which means potentially I'm going to earn a lot of stitches to do, because so far only one Bayern Munich player has scored a goal. However, tomorrow, France versus Senegal, we have Bayern Munich players in both teams, France and Senegal. Iraq versus Norway, nothing. Argentina versus Algeria, nothing. Austria versus Jordan, we have a player in Austria. So I think we have a total of 5 players potentially playing tomorrow. So that could be... that you would have thought during Germany's match, that's when I would have racked up the Bayern goals. But no, that was a lot of defenders or midfielders, so not so many goals. Anyway, so let's go to the predictions. France versus Senegal, I went with a 2-2, so a draw. That's because I think Senegal is a dark horse. I don't like France, and I want Senegal to win. I used to live there, so again, Africa was not great for me personally. There was a lot of trauma there. but I would still prefer Senegal over France. If I was not super lazy, I would make this so yummy meal that we used to eat in Senegal sometimes, and it's called yassa poulet, which means onion chicken, and it seriously has so many onions, but it is the most flavorful thing you'll ever eat. I will try to include a recipe. I just looked for one online. And you serve it over rice. Most African dishes are served over rice because it's cheap and it can make a meal stretch really far, which is important in Africa. But yeah, it's so, so good. One of my favorite things. I haven't had it in years though, since I've been to West Africa. So anyways, okay. Then, again, this is not in order. No, actually, maybe this time the book is in order. The book is in order this time. Okay, so then there's Iraq versus Norway. I went for a Norway win with a 4-1 scoreline. Then we have Argentina versus Algeria. Argentina won the last World Cup. They are favorites to win again, although it is very extremely rare for a country to win back-to-back World Cups. And I really hope they don't, because I don't like Messi. I don't like Ronaldo either. So it's not this whole Ronaldo versus Messi thing. I just like both of them. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say dislike. That might be a little harsh. I just don't like them. Anyways, I do think Argentina will beat Algeria, and I put 3-0. Could be higher, could not be. I don't know. And Austria versus Jordan, the match my sister is attending, I did 2-1 for Austria because I don't actually know anything about Jordan's team. I think that this is their first time in a World Cup, but I don't know, and I'm also not completely familiar with the current state of affairs in Austria. They have, I think they still have a player that used to play at Bayern called David Alaba. He left Bayern, even though, like, he came up through our youth academy and he was there for so long. I think stupid Barcelona or Real Madrid, one of those two horrible clubs, took him away from us. But he played for us a long time, David Alaba, and I really like him. He seems like a real cool dude. Anyways, they have a current Bayern player, Leinart. I've forgotten his first name. But yeah, so that's all I know. I don't know what other players that they have, so I don't know how the game's gonna go. Anyway, those are my predictions. I've locked them in. I am going to try to edit yesterday's video and get today's video started to be edited, and I will try to come again one more time to show what projects I've worked on. I am hoping to finish all the stitches for the countries. Oh, let me do a roundup of the other projects I'm behind on. So I need to do 100 stitches on Lovers by Heaven and Earth Designs because one Byron player has scored. I need to do 100 stitches on an advent calendar project because there have been 2 own goals. I need to do 100 stitches on Snape's library because there have been 2 penalty goals. I need to do 390 stitches on Henchmen, the Minions project, because there have been 39 yellow cards. Let me make sure that math is right. 16, 26. No, that's not adding up right. Did I forget to add at some point? 4, 15, 25, 32, 40. $26. No, it should be 41. So when did I forget to add something? Okay, hang on. We're going to do this the harder way. We're just going to flip through every page and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. There have been 41, so I need to change those numbers. Jeez Louise. I must have forgotten at some point. So I owe 410 stitches on the Minions project. And I've done none. So, not great. Not great at all. I wonder when I forgot to add some. Oh well. Okay, so I am caught up on red cards. There have been 3. The hole in the first game, that's all there's been, so that's 150. Socks. I owe 18 rounds because I am 18 goals behind, so I might catch up on that while doing some editing because that's pretty easy to edit too. I need to do 80 minutes of listening to an audiobook because I was caught up before today's game. There were 8 goals scored today, which means 80 minutes of an audiobook. I am 34 chapters behind on scripture study, so I really need to buckle down and do that. So I might work on that too tonight. I'm not all 34, but just start listening. And when I reach a stopping point, I'll count how many chapters that is and deduct. I need to do 3 rounds on my blanket because I am 3 predictions behind. I've correctly predicted 5 matches. I have stitched 2 rounds, crocheted 2 rounds, so I need to do 3 more. I have done none of the 5 threads I need to do on my Les Soiree project, so I need to do that. And I also need to add 34 rounds or rows or whatever you want to call it on my crochet project, like my cotton crochet projects. And then I need to read 4 chapters of a physical book to be caught up on that. So we'll see at the end of tonight how much I will catch up on, how many of these I can get to where they currently needs to be at. So not everything, obviously, but if I can make a dent, then hopefully tomorrow I can work on worry worms during matches and get that a little bit more caught up. And yeah, we'll see how many goals are scored tomorrow. I'll talk to y'all later and hope that you had a fantastic day. Bye. Hey friends, I don't really have much of an update to share with you because I end up just like editing and then making dinner, doing dishes, and taking the dogs outside and watering the plants because I hadn't done that earlier today. And so what I do have to share with you is my socks. So I started, and this is for Sunday's matches, I started on this last row of the red, and this is 19 rounds later. And so I need to do 8 to do today's matches. But I really need to get this video posted. And I need to take my medicine. And I need to go to bed. So that means I didn't do any of the other things I had hoped to do. But that's okay. Yeah. So I am going to go work on that. I might work on the blanket while this is all exporting. Just because it's only 3 rounds and it's at the beginning of the blanket. So I think I can get that accomplished, but we will see. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and I hope that you had a fantastic day. Bye.